Hi, this is Petals on Water, and I am one of Maria's elders trying desperately to be Maria, and I don't think it's exactly working. We were having technical difficulties, but today we want to talk about the body, the altars, and gender. And we're not experts on anything, okay? This is our experiences. And with the whole gender thing, we're really kind of just starting to look at this. Like it's one of those things where, obviously, once we found out we were a system, we were a little surprised to discover there are men here. Um, and Maria's always been very strongly woman, um, very comfortable in her body in terms of its being a biological female. So, um, she didn't expect there to be men in the headspace, like at all. Um, so finding out that we were there and that there were like more than one or two of us, it was kind of a surprise. So, you know, why didn't we have gender dysphoria? Body dysphoria, yes, we had body dysphoria on the regular. We still do. When an alter we have images of ourselves, the way we see ourselves, the way we perceive ourselves. This is probably something, if you know anything about dissociative identity issues, this is probably a pretty common statement, okay? Um, Especially when it's dissociative identity issues rather than fragmentation, simple fragmentation, and I'm probably not using these terms right either, um, or even just dissociation. When the complete breaks are made and we're born, um, basically we have our own image of who we are. Um, so that actually is part of why body dysphoria happens for us. I'm guessing for other people because we look in the mirror and we go, say, do what? I don't look like that. Except the body does. So you kind of get used to it, sort of, kind of, not really. Um, so hang on. God, no wonder she does this all the time. Um, I personally find it disconcerting. I wish we had a little, we do have a little tripod, but it always like sits too low. And no matter how high we try to put it or how low we try to scrunch, it's always looking like, like this. So we just use our hands. Um, so Maria found out that there's men in here. Now, there's other things, and I don't mean that to be insulting. They're not taking it that way. Um, there are other beings here. Um, we do have an altar that recently integrated. Um, and they have decided that they're not attached to gender. And the thing is that I think it's sort of a benefit. And believe me, I don't think I can convey this enough. I like who I am. I like how I visualize myself. I like how I express myself. And in fact, other alters claim I'm a big arrogant asshole. And I'm inclined to agree with them. And I'm okay with that. That's good. That's me. That's who I am. My mental body image, I'm very comfortable with. All right. I would not want to give that up. But as alters, because we're not confined, we do have the option of adjusting our appearance. I mean, we can. I could. And I think that's how we were able to help her adjust, how we were able to adjust. I don't know. I mean, it's not something any of us have really thought about, which is weird because I would think some of us would have thought about it. There had to be some kind of discussion that happened at some point. Oh, there was. That's right. Um, she wasn't supposed to be anyone else. Wasn't allowed. So evidently we probably showed up early on and caused problems for her, which is unfortunate. So, but we can alter ourselves. So this one alter decided that they weren't attached. Originally, both of them had female appearance. One, it turned out, was not female, had absolutely no connection with human concept of gender. And the other integrated part was female, but had suffered so much abuse that had no real attachment to either female or male gender. The abuse was just so that being either one didn't mean anything. Okay. Which in and of itself is like horrible. Not the not having gender, but the fact that someone would be driven to, I think if they could issue humanity, they probably would, and maybe at some point they will. And that's okay. But, it kind of pisses all of us off to realize these things. If you're a system, you probably get it. If you're not a system, it probably sounds crazy. I know that's offensive. I know. God, sorry, I'm not good with political speak. It's not. I'm just not good with it. Okay, so gender. Why don't we have gender dysphoria? Okay, why don't we? We should. Why don't we? I'm thinking it's a combination of things. Obviously, we weren't allowed to present early on. We went through, well, I didn't go through 50 years, but the body and the system have. Okay? We've gone through at least 50 years of being a system. What that means is that there was a lot of time and place where we didn't have control. We didn't have a right, and I think that, and this is me extrapolating, and guys in the back, feel free to interrupt if I've got it wrong, but I feel like our whole system is really, it's really survival. It's really, and not just survival, okay? Like it is survival and overcoming in a hugely positive way. Just kind of this weird, because I don't feel like it's a survival thing. I feel like it's a living thing, okay? There's survival and then there's living, and I think we all wanted to live so badly that we all signed on. This is the body. You make the body work. You make the body do the best that it can. Okay? You don't let the body do anything, pardon my French, half-assed. Each and every one of us, do your best. Do your best. Do your best. It's okay. It doesn't have to be the 100% pinnacle best, but is it our best? Yeah. Then great. Do it. But be the best that you can be. I sound like a military thing. Don't get us started. Anyway, and so here we are. This body needs to survive, and we want this body to live and have a life and to feel full and happy. And we're going to experience that too, if we can accomplish it. So, what's important? Well, what's important to me is I'm a writer, okay? That's what I do. I write for the system. I do our journaling. If you're my Facebook people, I write all these rambling, angry things. Told you, kind of a pompous ass. So, they generally reflect our feelings, but I might take a few liberties and skew it my way. And then sometimes I don't, but I'm going to leave it up to you to figure out which one is which one. Maria is, she's kind. A lot of our altars are, and that's not a gender specific thing. I just happen to be pretty acerbic. We have some women that are the same way. So it's not, again, not gender specific in here. Which is probably why it's okay. She lets each of us explore who we are, and this is not something she did consciously. And I'm not in touch with her enough really to know whether it was actually on some level where she was aware of us. But she always tried to explore different things. Always. You know, she tried to be interested in different things. But the thing is, that wasn't her. That was all of us. And ultimately for us, it was about expression. Okay? Maria is basically an artist. Maria was basically an artist. Wow. Okay. Now I'm beginning to see why we were having trouble with this earlier. Something's going on. Okay. So Maria is an artist, right? All of us are, to an extent. All right. Some of us, it's a little more restrained. It's hidden. We don't let it out a lot. Others of us just, wave our flags and, have big tattoos across our chests, or, cry tears when you're not supposed to cry. And we don't care. Who we are, she expresses that. When I need to write, she writes. She doesn't always even like what I say. And I say, you need to post it. I need to say that. And she'll put it out. And even now that we're a system, she doesn't disown it. She's more than willing to take any flack or any heat from it. Oh God, the anxiety it causes her when I open up. You have no idea. And yet, she lets me speak. And she's always been like that. And I don't think I'm the only male in the system that appreciates that. The body that we're in is the body that we're in. We didn't choose. Well, I guess maybe we kind of did. But I think like being born, we also kind of didn't, The system needed us to be male for whatever reason. And we were fine with that. Ultimately, well, on the strictest technicality, yes, we could have a male body. What would that do to our female counterparts? That's not right either. So this is the hand we're dealt, and this is the way it is. But the important part of us, she lets out. She asks us for help regularly. Not always by gender, because she's a sexist, she thinks women are the shit. And we've got some pretty impressive women in here, so I don't know, I might kind of go with her on that one. Don't tell them I said that. They already know. So Wow, there is something going on tonight, so I apologize. Quite understand it. So it's a small price to pay, really, for us as alters in this system, just this system. I really don't know about other systems, but just in this system. For us as alters, we're already non-corporeal, okay? We already just aren't in the physical. We get to touch the physical through this body, but it's not our body. And strictly speaking, none of us have bodies. And in this system, at least, we do understand that. We have our own mental images of ourselves. But ultimately, when we're looking out, it's these eyes, okay? And when we speak, it's this mouth. And when people look at us and respond, they're responding to this, what they see. Because people can't tell anything else. They can't. I don't know. I'd have to ask some of the others how they feel about it. But I don't think there's anybody that really, really has a big burning objection to being male alters in a woman's body, a biologically female's body. Sorry, I'm trying to use the right terms, but I'm like old and crotchety, except I'm not really old because alters don't always age. So yeah, but she lets us come out. She lets us do things. She trusts us. I think even before she knew we were there, or before she allowed herself to recognize that we were there, she let us be and exist, and interact with the world. And she did. She owned it. I mean, how do you do that? Really? I mean, if I say something and piss somebody off, Maria's going to be the one that gets hit. It doesn't matter. She's out here most of the time. Right? So she's going to be the one to get hit. Why would she let me speak? She's done it throughout her life. She just boop. And she did. If I had to guess, I'd say on some levels, she was always aware. Which I think is true. But she couldn't admit it. So, gender, the body, and alters. Does she understand what it's like to be a man? Hell no. I mean, I've never been in a male body. I wouldn't know what it means to be a man. If I was in a different body, would I like writing less? Would I stop being this much of an asshole? Yeah, no, that would never happen. I don't know. Like, I don't see how it would be a whole lot different than I am right now. There's hormonal stuff. Oh God, the things women go through. Yeah, I would not miss that in a million years. Okay, I'm sorry. I wouldn't. Jesus, that stuff was horrible. So she says that, no, don't even get us started. The two of us go back and forth. Okay. I'm not one of her defenders. Okay. So, and they don't just comply with her, but I'm not one of her defenders. So we'll go back and forth a lot more. So how would it be different? I don't know. I don't have a clue. I've never been in a body except for this one. I think something that people don't understand about being an alter is this. An alter is kind of what a person really is. Like, even if there's only one, okay, in a body, it's not who you are, okay? That the body is not, I mean, okay, I'm not always happy about this body, but the body isn't who I am. I own what they say. And I don't always like what they say, but I gotta admit they're really not far off. I think people get confused. They think, oh, you're saying you're a man and you've never been a man. Or, oh, you're this race and you've never been this race. You know, how can you do that? You don't have those experiences. And they're not wrong. No, they're not wrong. They're not wrong. We are largely informed by what the body goes through, what the body observes. We're not even going to touch on other aspects that are her personal beliefs. We're not going to go there. I'm like the atheist of the group. And they all just are like, no. How can you even? No. And yet there it is. And that's the thing. That's what being an alter is. All right. My experiences within this physical shell. This is what informs me. But at the core, I am who I am. That doesn't change. My idea of who I am always is. And that doesn't change either. I mean, we are always different. It doesn't matter. Because the bottom line is that whoever is here talks out of this mouth, sees out of these eyes. And when you look at us, this is what you see and this is what you respond to. And I guess for us, we've just never figured out that we should be angry about it. That in particular thing is something we should fight about or cause discomfort over. And that was our decision. I don't know that it's the right decision. I sometimes think that the decisions we make as a system probably aren't, I don't know. I don't think they're probably not good for us. I think maybe they're not. But the problem is that a system works the way a system works because that's what helps the entire community heal, move forward, survive, whatever it's got to do. We spend a lot of time fighting each other, fighting ourselves. It's counterproductive. We can't do what we need to do. So we're in a body. The body is biologically female. The main co-host identifies with the body, Maria, and she's female. you were talking to and are kind of still talking to Tony, but at this point, we're working with Maria. I think you heard Ruth and Lilith. Maybe Daniel, Yosuke, or someone else in there. And then me. Oh, Anais. Sorry. Anais. So there was a lot of us, right? Not as many as some people have. Thank God. And no, okay, we're just gonna say this now. We don't know how many we have, all right? In this front running things area, we have a few. We don't know about the rest. Or we do, and we're not going to acknowledge it yet. So there. But I don't know. We're probably never going to demand gender neutral pronouns, gender identifying pronouns. We're probably going to always be okay with you calling us she, her. And probably going to be okay with you calling us Maria. At least as far as we know right now. I don't know that we actually cleared anything up about gender in terms of what it means for us. It's still something we're sorting out. There's like a whole can of worms involved somewhere, but none of us can quite figure out what those worms are. And given some of the things that have happened, they are very probably worms. So, excuse me. So anyway, good Lord, this has lasted forever, and I don't know that we're keeping this because it's so long. But the others think we should. So, okay, so this is Maria and Tony, and we are saying bye.